I think the biggest thing I want everybody to know is that homelessness doesn't have a look or image. Like, anybody could be homeless, anybody could be in whatever situation, and it's not really a look that people could say like, oh, this person looks homeless, so they may be. Well, I can walk down the street and people would have never known that, the situation that I'm in.
It's actually been pretty helpful with having the different resources out here. It's just knowing that they're there is usually harder than finding them. See, when I first got here, the first week, it was like, wait, what are you talking about? Wait, huh? And then finally, after I had to go and ask more people, what is this? What is this? I started picking stuff up for myself. I feel like there should be something out there to help those new people know what's going on around them. And that's something that you don't see that much.
What would help you the most right now?
I'd have to say stable housing, for sure. And stable employment along to go with it, because you have to support that stable housing, at least in some way. So
when you age out, there's nothing to transition from. There's no transitioning group from being the younger adult to being now a full adult. I feel like sometime maybe there should be like, before you hit cutoff, but a little bit after cutoff, you should still have like a transition area that's teaching people just to not only, okay, you got here, now we want you to stay here, and this is how you do it. And there was one more thing that me and somebody else were talking about, a strictly LGBT housing areas. Either just being a shelter just for LGBT community, or basically having somewhere set up just to help the LGBT a little bit more, or not more precise about it than other places around who just kind of throw you around in circles.
As LGBT community members, we notice that there are a lot of youth who have been disowned by family, have been subjected to a life of street life. We have homeless youth out here, and it's not fair for them to be homeless, regardless if they are LGBTQ, heterosexual, gender non-conforming, black, white, purple, gray. It does not matter. No youth, no person deserves to be homeless. I went through the same issues as a youth. I was rejected by my family. I had nowhere to turn but to the streets. I found myself living a life of crime, drugs, sex trade, violence, and abuse. And it took me years to turn my life around and get myself together. So it's very important to me that these children don't have to walk in the same paths that I have walked in.
It's one thing to be like homeless or not have a safe place to stay, but to actually have somebody that's compassionate and willing to like help you like passionately from the heart. I think that helped me through everything that I've been through, and I'm grateful for it. My goal is to get permanent housing, stable, safe, and permanent housing. I'm currently in school, so graduating from school, and just being content with myself and actually being happy with who I am and where I'm at in my life for a change.
2 years ago, I was in and out of different shelters, and well, pretty much struggling to make it.
What would you tell somebody in that same situation today?
Man, I tell them, don't rebel to the extreme, you know what I mean? You can be rebellious to a certain extent, but sometimes, I know anger and frustration can get to you, and some people do really reckless stuff. I've been tempted myself, but, try to keep a level head.
2 years ago, I always thought like I would never get out of my situation. But I kept faith and I kept believing like, hey, eventually I'll get out of it. So keeping that faith, maintaining like your strength, being strong, and just not letting like any outside things affect you, and just continue to say to yourself that I'm a person, I'm worthy, and just because I'm in a situation doesn't mean I don't have potential.
Bring yourself up to the best of your ability to present yourself as though you're ready to go to work that very minute that you meet someone from those resource centers. Do your best to bring yourself to a point where you show that you mean business. They will respect your diligence and persistence, and they will help you find somewhere to live. Just keep your faith.
Things I can actually say to those who are new to coming out here and all that: don't trust everybody at first glance. You might have those friends who seem like the bestest friend in the world, but they're the first ones to turn on you. And it's sad to say that out here, but always keep an eye open for everything. If it being a job or a bad friend, just always be aware of your surroundings.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
I wish somebody was there to tell me that.